And I am back with another unboxing. Yes, this is an unboxing because it is still in the plastic. And so this will be my first look into 2016, so that's when it was published, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, The Art of the Film. Coffee table book by Titan Books, written by Peter Apperlo. And I am going to open this thing and have a look and see what it looks like. I'm a huge fan of Batman v Superman, certainly the extended or the ultimate cut as they call it, but I do like the film anyway. I think visually it looks stunning. I love the music score by Tom Holkenborg, amazing. And so yes, I am genuinely excited about having this book in my collection. You can buy it straight from the Titan Books website, or I got this on Forbidden Planet, and you can probably get it on Amazon and whatnot. But you do shop around, you'll find it for various prices. The original retail price was $39.99 in US and Canadian dollars, and for UK pounds it was £29.99. I managed to get it for less than that, shall we say, so I'm quite impressed at how much money I did pay for this book. Now it's 192 pages. It is coffee table size, so it's pretty weighty. Don't know what the weight is, but let me drop it for a second so you can hear. You ready? There we go. So it's pretty solid. We do get a dust jacket on it, which I will take off. If you've seen the James Bond one I did, when I took the James Bond jacket off, there was a 007 logo. And so with this one, I wasn't sure what was going to be below the dust jacket. Was there going to be something? And yes, on the front, there is a printed on the cover Batman, and on the back, there is Superman. In this movie, portrayed by Henry Cavill. I am excited about the upcoming James Gunn Superman, but I'm not going to spend all the time talking about that because the internet seems to be busy talking about that and fighting with each other. So that is glorious. I do like the fact that they put something under a dust jacket. I wonder how many people have got books in their collection, including me, where you never take the dust jacket off, and so you don't know what's below the cover. So what do we get? This is my first look in here. I do love the smell of a new book, don't you? Or is that just me? And so what we're going to get here is no text so far, but we're getting lots of pictures. No, we're still into it. We've got a foreword on this by Geoff Johns, who comic book fans will be familiar with. And there we go. So we have the contents of this book here. So we get on page 10, which is probably just around the corner, we get the foreword by Geoff Johns, introduction page 12. Superman we get from page 16 up to page 82. So we get a whole bunch of that. I like the way this book seems to be put together, by the way. And then from 82 to 154, it is the world of Batman. Then we get from 154 to 178, Batman v Superman. And then not forgetting the wonderful Wonder Woman, who comes in at page 178 until page 190, where we get a couple of pages afterward by Zack Snyder. I am a fan of Zack Snyder's work. I know the internet's divided on it, but I don't care what people think. I like what Zack Snyder does with a camera. And to be fair, that's all that matters to me. I'm not going to get into fights about anything. So we get a lot of text in, certainly here. We get the Geoff Johns foreword. I'm always curious about how books do the balance between visuals, the artwork, and the text. I would always like a 50-50 split, but some books are like 80-20. Some books are 90-10. Let's see how this one does. So we're getting a nice look, and we're now into the world of Superman. There's Mr. Cavill there. So I think we're definitely into text-wise. I think we're currently around the 80-20 mark. There's not a huge amount of text so far on these pages. But I guess the book is called The Art of the Film, not words about the film, so I can't complain too much. This is a sort of coffee table book that looks amazing, literally just sitting on a table where people come around to visit and go, oh, what's this book? And then they just flick through them all. Ideally, in the office that I'm in now, I would love to have all of these on a shelf. And maybe I will, but I've just moved into the house that I'm in now. Been here about 4 months, and currently do not have a big shelf that's got all these coffee table books in. I may try and do some of that over the next few days to show some of these off. Otherwise, these books just sit on a bookshelf and all you ever see is the spine, which is a shame. I very nearly rewatched Batman v Superman the other day. I was trying to find something to watch. I ended up watching The Dark Knight Rises, which I haven't seen in many, many years. So I watched a bit of that. So we're getting some storyboards in here for some of the sequences. We're getting pictures of lots of the design work that goes into some of the cool looking shots. I think at least we're getting more text now, so I think we might be into the 70-30 sort of thing. I'm not going to keep score on how many words versus how many pictures, but there is, I think, enough text in here to keep readers happy, and also enough visual stuff to keep the visual people happy. So I think we're doing good. I do like what Titan do with their books, and certainly these Art of the Film books. There are various authors. Abby Bernstein was the author of the first book that I picked up, Mad Max Fury Road one. Peter Apurlo, I am familiar with his name. I'm not sure which other one I've got of his in my collection, but I do know Peter's name. So they do have a series of authors that they use, but I will say that across the board for these coffee table art or making of books, they do look pretty good. There's a lot of care and attention goes into these. As well they should. Nobody wants to just spit a book out, but you know what I mean. They look as good as you hope they would. Not even halfway through. Look at that. I've still got all these pages, so I'm going to speed up a little bit here just so you can have a look. And now we're into the world of Batman. There we go. There we go. I've got a whole bunch of stuff here. There's the model work for the Batman costume. Some more storyboards. Alfred. It is a pretty impressive book, actually, looking through this one. This is one I will happily sit down on probably a Saturday morning. That's generally when I do a lot of my reading, and go through this and just then feel the need to sit and watch the film again and listen to the soundtrack. And we've got a whole section on the Batcave here. Some design work, giving you a few more close glimpses of it. And the construction of the Batcave and how big the set is down here. It's impressive stuff. It always makes me sad the amount of work that goes into a film, and then the film comes out and the internet goes, no, didn't like it. Just whinges about it within about 2 seconds. Some great sketches of the Batmobile. Not sure which your favourite Batmobile is. I quite like the Tim Burton one, to be fair. That's probably my choice. Not that I have a choice. Never going to own a Batmobile. And then we get the Batwing. And then we delve into Gotham City. And we get to see some of the storyboards and some of the design for that. It's a stunning looking book. So I would recommend, if you do like Batman v Superman, then check it out. We also get the glimpse of the apocalyptic, what do you call it? I don't know what the name of that Batman is. I guess he's still Batman, isn't he? He's just, you know, older and grumpier. I don't think Mr. Cavill looks too happy there, does he? And then we get the Batman v Superman section, which is quite short, I think, to be fair. But that's fine. Get a look at the weapons. I know that John Fouts would be very happy to see some of these. He might end up having some of those on his wall at some point. Page, quite thick. The paper quality is pretty impressive. so you don't have to worry about ripping the pages. Some books I have where it feels very flimsy, and you kind of understand why some people wear white gloves to read books. This, not so much. It's quite thick paper, as you can hear. There we go, Martha. The cause of many internet arguments, the name Martha. And then we get a Wonder Woman section there, so we get to see some of the design of Gal Gadot's clothing, which is good. And then we shall quickly go on to the afterword by Zack Snyder. And it is a very small afterword. I was hoping it might be like, you know, quite a hefty one, a couple of pages. I'll be all up for that. But it is quite a short one. But all in all, this is a pretty stunning book. 190 pages. So that's good. Very solid. I love the fact that under the dust jacket, there is the Batman and there is the Superman. I will, of course, put the dust jacket back on, because if you don't put a dust jacket on the book, the dust jackets tend to get damaged and squashed and wrinkled, and you know, and your book gets dusty. So for those of you who do like Batman v Superman, I would highly recommend this Art of the Film book by Peter Aprillo. Go get it at Titan Books, go get it at Forbidden Planet, which is where I got it from, or it's probably available on Amazon. Hope you enjoy. Hope you like the very brief overview. I didn't want to go through every single page because I don't want you really pausing the thing and just reading the entire book for my video. I think this book deserves to be purchased and placed on your shelf. So enjoy, and thanks for watching.